So how you see the people?
All
Where you see
right.
them at?
So the people can see you. We are live on YouTube. Hello, everybody who is watching live. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can be notified when I do things like this, because who knows when I'll do the next live, okay? So, yeah, this is a very special interview I have planned for you guys today. I know you've been waiting patiently, and so have I. And today we're going to be decrypting the whole, mystery around cryptocurrency and just crypto period and the blockchain. What is it? A lot of people are getting these inboxes, messages from crypto experts and forex traders, and they want you to get on the cryptocurrency. They want you to, invest, and you're kind of scared because it's through Instagram or Facebook or something like that. So today we have someone who I trust because I went to school with him actually. So we've known each other over, a couple of, I'm not going to give away my age. And yes, so basically, longtime friends, trusted resource, and very respectful person. He has a lot of accomplishments that he's, done in his lifetime. He's pretty much an expert at this now because he's delved into it back in 2012 when it actually first got, started. So people weren't too interested at the moment, but I'm betting those people are regretting it now because it has boomed and a lot of people have made billions of dollars off of investing into crypto. What do you have to say about people who think that it's a scam or that they're scared to invest in it?
What do I think about that?
Yeah, would you tell them that
Um,
it's a scam or would you say it's not and
so
why?
so it's a complicated answer. Like people will make a scam of anything, like regardless of what it is, whether it's people counterfeit dollars, people counterfeit everything, anything that people can take advantage of, they'll do it. That's just human nature. Um, crypto is a there are ways where people can take advantage where they can like scam people, right? But it's very hard. It's not as easy as like let's say the dollar or whatever. The things that happen on like Instagram or like the people that the scammers that send you information or whatnot to say, oh, click this link or whatever. It's not really crypto. That's just an offshoot.
Just
The
using that
actual
baits
hmm
to get you
yeah.
interested. Okay. It's like the
So
bait.
yeah, it's bait. It's basically just fishing. They're fishing for somebody to be ignorant about it, not exactly stupid. You just don't know about it, and you think, oh, okay, this is my way to get in, and they click it. Yeah, and then it takes them to somewhere, and it steals the information, steals their money. But the actual blockchain is not a scam in the fact that, and it's not able to be scammed because that's the whole point of the blockchain. You know what I'm saying? It's a record of everything that happens. So and it doesn't change. It's immutable. So if somebody changes anything, like if you have first you have to be knowledgeable, you have to be technically savvy enough to know the code, right, to create something that would uh, duplicate or change the blockchain itself, right? That in itself is hard. But if you do and you do change something, right, it's going to catch it in a millisecond, and then it's going to get rid of it. So it's not really possible, or not. Actually, I could say it's not really probable for somebody to you know to scam the blockchain itself. It has
Unless
happened though.
a hacker or something.
You say what now?
Unless they were a hacker or something like that.
Yeah, unless yeah, exactly. They knew, they had very in-depth knowledge about the blockchain itself when they, saying when they're
Okay, let's
doing what they do.
think about that, the in-depth knowledge. A lot of my listeners, they're listening because they don't really know what the blockchain is. So I know you're using like some of the technical terms and they might be a little confused and like, okay, but what is it? So we know that the blockchain is pretty much not scammable more than likely because it is so cryptic, which is what we're talking about.
Hmm.
like you were telling me on our preview of this, we were saying that, the word crypto in itself is basically things are cryptic, they're coded. So not
Hmm.
everybody is going to be able to have access to that code or be able to break it. And it's unique and it's only one. And, basically you can't be duplicated. So for other people who don't know about the blockchain and crypto, could you just start with the blockchain and then let us know also what is it? Like, if I just came out, I don't know what it is. I just keep seeing this word. I'm like, the blockchain. Like, what is that? Like, they on the chain. They got chains on the block. What's going on? Like, what is the blockchain? Like, break it down. Okay.
It's like chains on the block or a block of a chain. But it's all right. So let's say let's say you never heard, like, let's say you've been asleep for the last 10, 15 years, right? You just woke up and you hear this blockchain, right? What is the easiest way for me to explain to somebody like that? Well, the blockchain is, computers, right? So the
Right.
blockchain is basically a computer network on top of the internet, right?
Hmm.
It's like an internet on top of an internet.
Okay.
The internet by itself is already, like, it's everything happens on the internet. There's nothing, you can't create another internet unless, like, it, that's too deep. All right, but so it is an internet on top of the internet, right? But it operates in a way where it doesn't it uses large numbers and letters, and to transact everything. So it's hard for the human mind, or human, to just read it. It's hard for you to just see it and understand it.
Right. So it's like computer
It's
code, basically.
Yeah, it's computer code. Well, it's not. Well, yes, it is computer code.
In a sense,
Everything
it's like
eventually
it.
turns into the computer code, but
Okay.
it's in the simple term of it, the blockchain is just like a peer to peer network, right? And it is a record, basically a record of all transactions. Blockchain itself is
Hmm.
an accounting thing, right? It just accounts for every transaction that happens on the blockchain. It's
Okay.
That's why it's hard to to crack into it, to just hack it,
And you said it's
because it.
separate from the internet.
Hmm?
You said it's
Say-
separate from the internet.
it's not separate from the internet. It's on top of the internet. It
On
wouldn't
top.
work without the internet. It's
Okay.
it's it's like another layer on top of the internet,
So
right?
the internet is like its foundation.
Yeah, yeah. Because
Okay.
you need the internet to be able to, for
To use
everybody
it.
else to get in. So
Right.
what it is like, if you remember LimeWire or like Napster,
Yeah.
where we used to like rip and basically steal songs, from creators, from like singers and rappers or whatnot. It's sort of like that. It's very similar to that, right?
Really?
Uh, yeah,
What
yeah,
are
it's
they
very
still?
similar to that.
Not in the sense
and
of
that,
stealing.
that they steal it from the government. Nah,
Really?
but nah, not really. They're not really stealing.
Yes,
It's
they are
create
stealing, taking the economic power out of the government's hands and making it like a
exactly,
private thing and a peer to
exactly
peer.
what.
So
Yep.
it's like it's not monitored by the government. I guess it's not run or, you know, um, yeah, regulated by the government, or is it?
It's
Is the
regulated, but it's not controlled by the government. Like, they have
government
no. It's not controlled by anybody. Like, no human controls it. If In terms of control, let's say you have. Let's talk about Bitcoin, because there are like plenty of blockchains. Matter of
okay? That
fact,
brings me to my next
like
question: who controls that? Because that was one of
uh,
my questions.
exactly. So nobody
So,
controls the blockchain itself. But
okay,
let's say, all right, so Bitcoin, right? We're just gonna, like I started to say, there's tons of blockchains, right? Ethereum is its own blockchain. Bitcoin has its own blockchain, right?
okay,
Um, it's so uh where was I going with this? So
who created it or who owns it rather?
I can tell you who created it, but nobody owns it, right?
Okay.
However, in the case of Bitcoin, if, let's say, since Bitcoin can be exchanged for dollars, right? Let's
Hmm.
say a billionaire like Elon Musk. can
Right.
buy up a whole bunch of bitcoins. Right? He has the capital to buy a whole bunch of bitcoins. So if he buys a whole bunch of bitcoins, and Bitcoin is finite, meaning it's going to run out at some point, like in 2100 something, right?
Okay.
So there's going to be a last Bitcoin mined. At that point, whoever has the most, like let's say if one person has more than 50% of Bitcoin, they technically control Bitcoin because
Wow.
they have more than 50% share of it. So whatever they do can either crash it or make it go up. You know what I'm saying? So that in that aspect, they can control
So there is
the
people
coin.
who own it then.
No, no, that's not owning it though. So the moment they sell it, like let's say they have
They
50%
control
of
the
it, and they sell, they sell 10% of that.
mm,
They're no longer the majority owner, right? Or they might be the majority owner, but like there are other people together that own more than that person does. So
okay.
in that sense, right, you can not own it, but you can be very influential in Bitcoin or in any cryptocurrency, right?
Mhm.
But you still have no stake on the blockchain itself. Even let's say like the Bitcoin blockchain, you have no stake in it, right? You don't own like it can do anything it wants to, and no government entity, no like all of the way it was built by the person that built it, right? He made sure that nobody can control it, that nobody can,
Uh,
no government can like they can
not
regulate
him. He didn't
around it.
control it.
Yeah, they can't control it.
Okay.
So in that sense, it's not owned by anybody. In that sense, it's like an AI,
Okay.
artificial intelligence. It's operating by itself.
Wow.
The physical aspect of it is like LimeWire. The way it keeps going is that everybody, like people buy into it. Like let's say if I set up a mining node, right?
Mm-hmm.
There are different types of nodes. You can set up a mining node and mine Bitcoin, which takes a lot of electricity. Or you can set up a verification node where you just verify like you know how I said everything is recorded.
Right.
Well, you verify
Everything
the
that was
records. Yeah, you verify the records.
okay.
So
So
anybody can set that up.
accounting basically. You're keeping account of these records, you're verifying them, just making sure you know who owns them and basically when they're being moved and
Yep.
transferred and
Yep.
whatnot.
Every transaction since it was created, since Bitcoin was created in what 2008, 2009, is
Mhm.
recorded. Is on the
So it's
blockchain.
like safer money.
Say it again.
It's like safer money. It's like your
It
money is
is.
safer. It's
It
like
is. It's
encrypted
safer.
money or something.
It's safer, but
I guess that
it's
is what it
prone.
is.
Yeah.
Cryptocurrency. It's encrypted
Yeah.
cryptocurrency.
It's
Okay.
safer, but it's still it's still prone to human error. Like
Okay, so I have a
it's
couple of questions from my listeners, and they want to know, why does cryptocurrency fluctuate up and down so much?
well because it's new, right?
Oh,
That's the easiest explanation. It's new. It hasn't been it hasn't been in existence for like 30, 40, 50 years or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like money has been there forever. Um these
like
companies,
everything
huh?
I'm showing me, right?
Yeah, exactly, right. Cream.
Be soon
But
it's not gonna mean cash, it's gonna mean crypto. So we're gonna say crypto rules everything around me after this show. So
at this point that's what it means now.
I
But
never
you know what I'm saying?
I
You know what I'm
didn't
saying? So um all right, my train of thought. All right, so what was the question again?
I was saying basically you answered it. I was just saying, why did you think it went up and down so much? You gave a very
Yeah.
simple and straightforward answer, because it's brand new, pretty much.
Hmm. So
In
to expand on that, it's like people don't buy into like totally into something that's new, especially if you're rich, because you know what I'm saying, you don't want to. So what's happening is the people that are buying into it now, this is like it goes into stages, right? And this stage right now is like the mass adoption or whatever. There's like a whole chart. this
Right.
they go by. But
So
a
saying
lot
that
of
this a good time for people to get into crypto because you're saying it's not as old as I thought it was
yeah,
because
it's new. It's brand new.
that
You know, in the scope of time, it's brand new. So it is the best time, depending on
this is the time to invest.
Yeah, yesterday was, but today is the next best time. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? So it's like if um
I don't want to cut you off, but we don't have a lot of time, and
hmm
I don't want to miss these other 9 questions.
all right, go ahead, go ahead.
So I just want to know basically what happens if the market crashes? Because you said it's not regulated by the government, so they're not going to
It's
come in and save it or anything, right? I mean, they don't like, control it, so they don't
yeah.
really care if it probably crashes. But
There's actually like new regulations out. Like Joe Biden put out some new regulations.
oh,
They actually make it
yeah,
worse. Yeah, make it worse for
we
crypto. But
experts this too.
it's hard to regulate it, like fully regulate it. So when it crashes, right,
Hmm.
with regular stocks, you get like you get basically insurance. You don't with crypto, obviously, because there's no like nobody controls it. Nobody can
Right.
can
So is that risky?
determine what's. It is everything is risky though,
I guess
but
what some high returns though. So
yeah, but if you look at like since it was created, like all the coins since they were created to now, all of them pretty much like have outperformed regular stocks like by large margin. So I
basically,
mean,
it's stock. If it crashes, you just lose your investment.
you don't lose your investment.
Take your L.
It doesn't. It so the only time you lose your investment is if you invest if you put a lot of money into like one of those they call it shit coins. You know what I'm saying? Like a new coin that you think oh it's gonna make a lot of money, right? That's where the scams. That's where the deep scams come in. Like anybody can, like I said, anybody can create a cryptocurrency.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody creates a cryptocurrency just to scam you, just to get people to buy into it, and then once they get enough money, they just pull out and stop everything. You lose your money. There is no guarantee. There was no signed, no lawyers involved, nothing. So you can't go to government and say I want my money back. And
Okay.
that's the thing. Like so, my advice to people who's trying to get in, don't don't go looking for like the penny stocks, the penny like because when they come out they're like less than pennies, right?
Right.
So
People tell you to do that, invest in penny stocks. So don't do that.
no, that's stocks. This
Okay.
is
But for
that's
the
more regular. Stocks is more regulated.
okay.
Crypto,
So
when you
this
see the
isn't like
penny ones,
investing in stocks. So if you think you know something about stock investing, you might want to relearn what it is to invest in crypto, huh?
yeah, I mean it's,
That different?
but it's easier. It's easier to understand how money works if you've been investing in regular stocks. It's easier to understand crypto.
Okay.
So yeah, that's the thing. Like don't invest like I said. My advice is don't invest in things that you do your research. Like research the shit. Like and if you don't want to research, you're too lazy, huh?
Like watch this live stream.
Yeah, do more than that. Cause this, I mean, we ain't really getting deep into it. Do more
I
than that. Like
mean,
read a joint.
that's true, but we
Yeah.
we do have about 10 minutes left, and I do want to make sure that we give them some references where they can go and kind of get the information that they are looking for, so that the things that we haven't been able to cover, they can, have like a starting point to just know if it's something they want to do more research on, and do they want to maybe reply to some of those people in their inbox, or if they want to just go off on their own and do some research. Do you have some kind of app or anything that they use that is easy for starters to kind of invest in crypto, sort of like how Robinhood and
hmm
things like that? Do you have something like that that you can give our listeners?
So off the top, Coinbase.com or Coinbase app on your cell phones.
Okay.
That is the most popular way to get the most popular, most easiest way to get into it. All right. If you have PayPal, right? PayPal
Mhm.
has like I think the five most popular or the five earliest cryptocurrencies. Obviously, the big ones: Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin, and some other ones.
Okay.
So if you have PayPal, you can invest in that. Um, what was the other question? You said
I also wanted to know if people wanted to get into it and they wanted to do more research, is there somewhere that they could go, like a website or, you know,
So
yeah, even an IG page or something that they can follow and just get more information? Someone, some expert, anybody that you can name that actually has some further knowledge or teachings on it, you know, that they offer, even on YouTube. Because I know there are
yeah,
some YouTubers that actually have expertise. I follow a couple.
yeah, there's a lot of them. I can't really like recommend any person per se because all
Right.
of them like they're hit and miss because like
Okay.
I said, nobody controls it, so nobody knows what it's gonna do.
So you got to take
Um,
that with a grain of salt.
Yeah. So what you really have to do is just understand what it is. Like just Google if you hear something, Google it. Google it and then read about it. Also, like I said, the Coinbase app has like, tutorials on it that tell
Oh,
you about what the coins are doing or whatever. I'm also building an app actually. I'm gonna let it uh I'm gonna probably deploy it pretty soon.
okay.
When I deploy it, I'll let people know on my IGA it's deployed and they can check it out. But
So,
it's basically just to explain what each coin, the purpose of each coin. That's the good thing. You have to know why it exists.
okay. So when are you planning to launch this website? Because maybe they can go ahead and follow you now so that when you do launch it, they'll be, you know, able to follow you there and keep up breast with everything that you're doing with the whole tech community.
I don't have a timeline yet. It's like deploying an app is very time consuming, and I'm doing it by myself. I don't have a crew. I don't have like a team or anybody else. So
Right.
it's basically whenever it gets up, whenever I finish it, I'll put it up and I'll let people know. Huh?
I said, and that's fine.
Yeah,
Want it to be
that's
right.
the best I can do.
Be like a mobile based app or web or both.
It's gonna be a web app, so you don't have to. It doesn't matter what you're
Yeah.
using.
Right.
Any
No
phone
matter
can
if you
get to it.
have an iPhone or Android. Okay, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we got like comfortable with the whole crypto, and I'm not scared of it anymore. I don't feel like it's cryptic, you know, it's not like scary. I don't, you know, cringe when I hear the word. I think you made me feel like it's definitely something that people need to research more and get into because I've been told that some folks I know personally have actually made money with it. So it's not a scam. You should try to do some research so that you can invest in crypto because it might just be like crypto rules everything around me pretty soon. And
Mm.
according to my guest here, he's saying it's like that already. So yeah, if you're not down with it, you might be missing the wave. The dollar is definitely gonna be disappearing soon.
I wouldn't say disappearing, but it's losing its value. Obviously.
You know, we
Yeah.
all do that for years now. So if you're not trying to do something other than you know, get your cash up and put it in banks, you might be really scared in a couple of years. Maybe not even a couple of years. You might not even have that long. You see what's going on out here. So if you have anything you want to tell the people about yourself, you want them to follow you on your Instagram page or your Facebook or social media, because this is the time to tell them.
Well, all right. So I don't have too many social media pages. The only one that I actually follow is Instagram.
Okay.
So um,
Me too.
my Instagram is underscore tech eight point
Okay.
five. As you I think you put it up on the banner. But yeah, that's just request me. It's not public, so request me and I'll bring you in and I'll show you what I'm doing with the crypto world. Like I said, I'm doing an app, so I already actually deployed the app and I did like a test run and I only introduced it to everybody that the people that I personally knew that I've actually met before on Instagram and just to get some feedback, and it went pretty well. So I took it down just to fix some things, and once it's fixed, I'll put it back up. And it should be. I'm trying to do a one-stop shop for crypto knowledge, crypto NFTs and all that stuff. So
Oh, perfect.
yeah, so once it's up,
Do a
I'll let
future
people know
episode
on my page. Say it
for
again.
sure. I said maybe we'll do a future episode on the NFTs once you get into those because you know I have one, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to do it anymore. I just did that as a test to see
You
how.
got to, man. You start. You got to keep going.
I got to keep going. I got to drop a couple of NFTs or some photos or some videos or something.
Just flood the market. One of them is gonna pop off. Just do it.
Definitely flood the market with the photos. All right, but it's been lovely sitting here chatting with you. I appreciate you getting my, listeners abreast on what cryptocurrency is and the blockchain, and just kind of giving us a little more insight on it. And before we go, I just want you to tell them that little cool anecdote that you told me about cryptocurrency
Oh
and
my
how
goodness.
it got started, because I just thought that was so interesting and it made me want to do more research. So maybe it'll make them want to do more research too.
Which one exactly you talking about? Like the
You were
person that started it?
Yeah, like the definition and all of that, and how crypto came from the
Mm,
whole cryptic thing, and I'm trying to hide stuff. And
okay, so the whole crypto is based off of cryptography, which is an old human art that was in was being used before before Christ BC, right? The first recorded use of cryptic message sending was in Greece, in ancient Greece, where like tyrants would shave off slaves' heads,
oh, wow.
write a message on their head. They don't know what the message is. They think that something's going on their head. They write the message, they stencil it, whatever they used to make sure that it stayed in there, and then they would wait for um, the slaves' hair to grow back out, and then they would send them on an errand to like whoever they needed to send it to. Like they say, their their counterparts in another part of the world. And if like let's say the enemy captured the slaves, they
Mhm.
didn't know the message. They didn't understand. Hey, we need to shave his head
Right.
to get the message. So they would torture him and threaten him with death, and they wouldn't get nothing. But if
Mhm.
they made it, they got the message across, and that's like basically hiding the message in plain sight. And that's where cryptography comes from. Basically, just hiding the message, however you can. In this day and age, is computers. You add like a whole bunch of like
Right.
mathematical equations and all this other stuff. It just makes it
Right in front of you, but you can't
exactly.
read
You can't read it. It's just a bunch of gobbledygook.
it. It
You
just
can't
looked like
even
a scribble scrabble.
exactly.
So yeah, that was
And that's
dope. See, I love that story, and I'm sure they will enjoy it too.
yeah.
So I'm
I
going
hope
to
so.
wrap this up.
All
But
right.
everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you stopping by. You've been an awesome guest. And this is actually my first live. So you were my first.
Hey.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
All right. Thank you. Thank or congratulations to you.
Really appreciate you coming on, seriously. So I'm going to do a follow up on this, and I'm going to probably post it on Dangerously Dope Podcast. So make sure you follow me there. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe, because subscribing matters. Okay, you can subscribe on Spotify. My link is in my link bio on Instagram. You can follow me on Instagram at LadyC1028. That's LadyCee1028, and also visit my website, www.ladyclyric.com. All right. Peace, everybody. Have a great night, and we will see you later.
All right.